The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Game Podcast Network is brought to you by Nick Fantasy. Sign up with the promo code MLB SGPN to get a $1,000 bonus credit. We're also about to Edge Boost. Get $50 per month to get rewards by using the Edge Boost link, edgeboost.bet, with the promo code SGPN. And welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Game Podcast Network. It is the props episode here for Friday, April 4th. It's roughly 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm Roast episode Scott Reichel, joined again by Adam Rosenberg, and together we're going to break down some props for the Friday action. A lot of day games. Hopefully you do catch the live stream. A lot more day games than usual for Friday, but still it should be a fun card. I know last week we had a great episode. We'll get into that in a second for the recap, or I should say last episode. Not really last week. It's a couple days ago.
It was Wednesday, dude.
Yeah, it was Wednesday.
Yeah.
It was Wednesday, my dudes. Yes. Point is, it was a definitely great episode. We'll get into the recap in a second. But first, Adam, how's it going with you?
It's going great. Really good Wednesday, my dude reference that I hope people caught that you said that.
I'm not that old. Like, I was in high school when Vine was a thing.
Yeah. Nice. That's really nice. I'm just pulling up our bets so we can victory lap everything. That's what we do. You guys know if you lost, but you need to be reminded if you win. So,
yes, the thing is, if you lose, you don't mention it, and if you win, then you mention it 5 times over. That's the rules of sports betting influencer on social media. So it's a pro tip, by the way, if you want to follow that. But I know for the actual plays, I know for the props, we went 5-1 combined, and then we also won the underdog entry. So for my plays, I ended up winning the Wong no hits at plus 135. I had the Victor Scott hit, and that was a nice bunt single, which I appreciate. And then I also ended up having the Hunter Green under 1.5 walks, and that got there as he did finish with 1. I know you had Wheeler outs, and you also won with Green strikeouts, so that was the props that we ended up winning. And for the underdog, we ended up having a nice overall, once again, a perfect result. We won everything. So we got Arenado on the 1.5 bases on the higher. We had Sonny Gray on the higher strikeouts, and then we also had Blake Snell, courtesy of Rhythm. We had the lower on his strikeouts. So once again, a nice win for us. I think that was like 6.24x, I think, but
yeah, it worked out to plus 525, like for real people money. But
I don't really understand how that worked out, but according to the screenshot you said, it said like
I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'm looking at it.
I don't know, but either way, point is we ended up winning the underdog entry, and we went 5-1 on the props. So we had a great episode. Anything else you want to
add? No, it's just shout. Like, we'll talk about it again later, but like obviously SGPN that works a lot with, but shout out to Rhythm. Like that Snell under, it loved, and
that was never in doubt too.
It was never in doubt. It was never in doubt.
What do you finish?
And they have props now, and the props have been like baseball's a good sport for any sort of projection thing, and they projected him way under, and he went way under. With like the best was Sonny Gray going over his Ks while then giving up a grand slam, and Nolan Arenado having no hits until that grand slam happened, and then they blew up the Angels bullpen in the 8th and 9th, and it was awesome, and we cashed that. It was great. It was never a sweat.
Definitely a nice, once again, episode for us. We'll try to keep it rolling here on the Friday card. Before we get into any of the props that I do like for the actual card, though, I want to remember once again that we do have a great promo going on because you have the Masters with Augusta right around the corner. Started today, right? Or yesterday? Or
no,
that next week?
Dude.
Next week.
Not,
okay.
Yeah.
Making sure. All right, so it tells you how much I follow golf at this point. Either way, though, SGPN's back with Splash Sports for a big contest, up to $30K in prizes and only $25 entry fee. Get in today at splashsports.com/SGPN, splashsports.com/SGPN. Plus, a reminder, check out the Golf Gambling Podcast, the Steffi Small Show, and the Bottom Line Bombs for all of your Masters picks. Anyway, time to move on into the actual breakdown of the props that we have. Same format as always. Going to do 3 props a piece, then a best bet, then we'll get into the underdog entry at the end of the show. So, Adam, I'm going to let you go first. What is your favorite, or your first prop, I should say, for the Friday card?
All right, so first one is one that I've been circled all week. Max Meyer over 4.5 Ks against the Atlanta Braves. It's around minus 120. I'd like to add Rhythm loves this play. It's the top prop on its, but so if the robots agree, you know that it's a good one. 7-7 in both of his starts against Atlanta last year, including one where he gave up 4 runs. So I'm not really concerned. They're both off days, but 6 Ks, 5 Ks, and 7 Ks in his last 3 starts, 7 in his last start. Atlanta, let me tell you this, because as an NL East guy, I take joy in looking at what this K rate is. Atlanta with a 29.9% K rate against right-handers this season. That's really bad. So this is as every international capper language would say, this is too low. Give me Max Meyer over 4.5 Ks.
Yeah, and what did you say the price was that again?
Now it is it's a perfectly bettable price. It's -113. So there you go.
Cool. So for mine, I'll go with a pitching prop as well, but I'm going to fade a guy. I'm going to go with Jake Irvin in that matchup against the Diamondbacks. I'm going to go with Jake Irvin over the 4.5 hits allowed at -120. He's allowed a bunch of contact. He's allowed at least 5 hits in 12 of his last 16 starts so far this season. Made 1 start, allowed 7 hits in that one. Diamondbacks have also been good at making contact. They averaged the 9th most hits per game in the league. And you're looking at Arizona facing off against them last year, had 8 hits in 5 innings. Irvin, I think at the end of the day, is fine. I'll put it that way, especially for the Nationals rotation. But he's not exactly a guy with amazing stuff. Does get rocked every now and then, but he does give up a decent amount of contact, and Arizona does have a lot of balance throughout the lineup, a lot of quality hitters, and I do think that Irvin should struggle in the spot. He can go in distance potentially, so maybe if he ends up pitching well, goes 6, he can still give up contact and some hits, or he gets shelled by a pretty solid Arizona offense that I know we both like. So I think that Arizona is in a good spot to do some damage against him, but I'll go with Irvin once again to go over his 4.5 hits allowed at -120. You have any thoughts?
No, I like it. I'm just seeing who's pitching tomorrow, who's pitching on Saturday, so that I know if they're they can use the bullpen and stuff today. Mitchell Parker is going on Saturday.
It's actually good in his first start against the Phillies.
He went 6. He went more than he went into the 7th.
Yeah.
But as I'm looking at this, Irvin's over in, like you said, 7 of his last 10.
12 of the last 16 since
8 against Arizona last year. Everybody, if you look at the batter versus pitcher on this, like Corbin Carroll has hit against him, Cattell has hit against him, Lourdes has hit against him. Josh Naylor is a fat slob, so he hasn't done anything. Pavin has done stuff against him. Perdomo's done stuff against him. So it's also great because none of these guys have walked either. They've just all kind of crushed it.
They all swing.
So, they all swing. I like it. I like it a lot. So good call.
On a separate note, shout out to Marte for the contract extension.
Yeah, shout out.
So wanted to mention
Brandon
that. Anyway,
coming in, Colt Keith.
Yeah, I mean he deserves it. The only issue is his health, but when he's healthy, he's a really good player. So good for Arizona.
Oh, we're Corbin Carroll guys, but yes,
I know we are. The point is that we don't have anything against Marte.
I don't have anything against him. I just need him to play his games.
Correct. That's the point. So when he plays games, Arizona's getting their money's worth. But the question is, will he play enough games? Anyway, you want to get into your second prop for the Friday card?
Oh man, I kind of almost want to pivot on this one, but I think I'm going to take it. But so, all right, a little bit juicy, but Walker Buehler. I think Walker Buehler stinks. You think Walker Buehler stinks?
Yep.
Collectively, we both think Walker Buehler stinks. Walker Buehler also has not gone he's only gone deeper than the 5th inning 3 times in his last 20 starts. The last time being the end of September last year against the Rockies. And so against a real team, he went deep earlier in September against the Dodgers. So I'm going to take his under 15.5 outs. It's -140. There are a couple of ways if you're like, I don't want to do that. I mean, for official show purposes, it's definitely going to be the play. But if there's something else that you want to have on it, I don't hate his under. You could do his under. You could do his under Ks or his over earned ER. I think we both think he gets shelled. So
even if he doesn't, I don't trust him to go distance anyway.
I don't trust him to go distance. So either way, -140 is fine for this. Full disclosure to everybody who's listening, you want a bonus play too that isn't going to be part of this. I have Lars Nootbaar at -140 HRR. So big is what your own appetite is. I'm perfectly fine taking that as he's leading off for the Cardinals. There's a lefty in Fenway. So I look either way. Walker Buehler under 15.5 outs, -140. Let me see. I think
I know it was 130 last night, so it hasn't moved, but not by like a ton.
Not like crazy. Let me just see. I just want to see if anything moved in a certain way. Yeah, I just wanted to see if Rhythm also supported it. Basically, like if Rhythm really likes something too, I like really trust it as a projection, especially on pitcher stuff. So, but they didn't like one thing either way. So yeah, Walker Buehler under 15.5 outs. He's not getting into that 6th.
Yep. Moving on, though, before we get into the next player prop that I'm going to give out, I want to remind once again that we are brought to you by our sponsor, Edgewood, because they are the premier debit card for bettors. You could use it to avoid being hassled by having your card denied at the Sportsbook DFS site. So once again, you'll not be denied by using the card. You'd also earn $750 per month extra rewards by using the Edge Boost card. It's per month. So once again, $750 per month is definitely a great bonus. Plus, there are no credit checks, fully free. And a reminder, when you do sign up for your card, use the link edgeboost.bet with the promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by MyBookie.ag because they are the place to bet in every sport, including Crown college basketball games, if you still want to bet on Villanova for some reason. Plus, you get props on every game. MyBookie has a ton of locations that you can definitely use for it because they operate offshore. So if you have a state that you're in that is not exactly offer legalized betting, you can use it as an alternative. Plus, you could use crypto for letting past payouts and easy deposits. And you could also, once again, use the link, MyBookie.ag, with the promo code SGPN for 100% deposit match up to 1K. It's MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN.
Who's bookie? My bookie. Yeah, that's right. All right.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Only Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the first couple props for the Friday card. Time to move on into my second prop for the actual card. Looking at the second one, I'll stick with the pitchers, actually. I am going to go with Shota Imanaga, but I'm going to fade him in a way. I am going to go with the under 4.5 strikeouts at plus 110. Even though he tends to go a lot of distance, he really does not strike out many guys. He's had less than 5 strikeouts in both starts this season. He had one short start. He had one long start. Still went under the strikeouts on both. And plus 110 does feel pretty nice when you're looking at the team he's against because the Padres never strike out. They're averaging the fewest strikeouts per game in the entire league. So you're looking at the Padres, who also faced off against the likes of Chris Sale, for example, some pitchers that actually can strike guys out. They haven't done so. They're good at making contact. They're able to get on base. They're just a solid, overall, well-disciplined lineup. And Imanaga has pitched more to contact than people think, but you're looking at his number at 4.5 at plus 110. He went 7 last start, I believe, still went under 4.5. So I think that this is a decent spot in a good matchup for the under at plus money. So give me the Imanaga under 4.5 strikeouts at plus 110.
Yep. Padres are sixth lowest K rate against lefties in the league this season at 18.
That's against the lefties. As a whole, they have the fewest strikeouts per game in the entire league.
They do, but we only care about Imanaga and lefties because Imanaga is lefty.
Correct. The point is that they're good in both capacities. So
yes, actually, you want to know how good they are? They're so good that their K rate against lefties is 18.2, which is 14% worse than what their K rate is overall. That's how good they are, which means their K rate is in single digits.
Yeah.
They're that good.
Insane. But the point is that Imanaga might end up with 3 or 4, maybe he goes 7. There is a chance maybe he gets shelled. I doubt it, honestly, but there is a chance that happens too, and he just doesn't go much distance. But we saw it last start. He was very good, still didn't strike out many guys. That was against Arizona, who I think has the 3rd fewest strikeouts per game in the league. So he already faced off against an elite non-K team in Arizona, and he went under. And now you're against a better non-K team here in this start. So once again, give me Imanaga under the 4.5 strikeouts at plus 110. So, Adam, what is your last prop they're going to share for the
so I had one. Let me see. There's a lot of stuff that I like now on the pitcher side. All right, let's go with Justin Verlander under 17.5 outs. I believe it is minus 120, which is where it was last night when we took it. He's only gone more than 5 innings once since last June. This seems to be pretty consistent and by design. He's got good history against Seattle. Like Seattle strikes out a lot. I get all that. Robbie Ray is going on Saturday. Robbie Ray can probably go a little bit of distance. This bullpen is pretty fresh. They also had off yesterday. Verlander's not the kind of guy that you need going into the 6th inning in April, especially at his age, which is my age. I also have a conspiracy theory that he's still playing baseball because like he and Kate Upton aren't doing well, but maybe that's wishful thinking. I don't know. Anyway, point is under. I don't know
if the market can handle Kate Upton and Sidney Sweeney back together on the market. I don't know.
Oh man, that'd be awesome. They're like I don't think that would the same. Like Kate Upton was like my era of Sidney Sweeney.
That sounds right. I know that my friend I think had a poster in college of Kate Upton. So
she's like millennial Sidney Sweeney. That's actually that's really good.
So would you say that she took over from Megan Fox and then eventually Sidney Sweeney took over? Okay.
I would say that.
That's the bridge. Okay. Cool.
Porter coming in hot. Who looks a lot younger than you? Justin Verlander? I don't think so. Justin Verlander looks like he's seen some S. All right. Anyway, under 17.5 outs for Justin Verlander.
I think the one thing I'll point out, though, for Verlander is you mentioned his numbers against Seattle, which we are kind of dismissing. A reminder, Verlander, for basically his entire career, was really, really, really good at baseball. So he has good numbers against a lot of teams, which doesn't really apply now because he's not nearly the guy that he used to be. So when you think of Verlander and you think of his success against a bunch of teams, especially Seattle, who I know he's owned over the years, a lot of that was when he was still winning Cy Youngs and not when he was arguably washed. So something to keep in mind there. So I don't really care about the head-to-head numbers.
Look, he went 7 against. Thanks, Porter. He looks like Verlander. He looks like Porter's got me off this whole topic. He went 7 against Seattle last May, but again, it was also like with Houston. It's a very different type of situation. Like everything looks like it's also by design on him on a lot. So he can still dominate and just go 5 2/3.
That's a lot of outs.
That's a lot of outs.
For a guy that's
he also throws a lot of pitches. Like
just 40s, to get, right?
Like I mean, his average number of pitches is 92. Like he threw 83 last week, and he didn't even make it. He barely made it to the 5th. Yeah. So
against the Reds offense that in hindsight
against the Reds offense that hasn't scored. Yeah.
That scored 0 runs in 3 straight games. So shout out to the Reds, by the way. Lost 1-0 in 3 straight games the first time since 1960. So congratulations to the Reds there. But point is, Verlander, I feel like was brought into the Giants to be a 5-inning guy. The bullpen's not bad. And he's 42 years old. It's the second start of the season. They're not going to throw him out there for 7 innings if they don't have to. So I agree with you on the Verlander play. For the last one, I am going to go with a hitter prop. This one's very obscure, but I just question the line. It's Lonte Wade, so it's going to be the same game. I'm going to go with his under half a walk, which is for some reason at -115. You want to guess how many walks Wade's had this season?
0.
That is correct. He's had 0 walks in all 6 games. He's had 0 walks in 17 of his last 19 games, too. Now, you might be wondering, why is the line so cheap? It's because we have an imposter among us. We have a second Luis Castillo.
Oh, yes. This is not the real Luis Castillo.
We have Luis Castillo, who, of course, everyone knows from the Reds, who joined the Mariners, got paid a lot of money. And the Mariners maybe discovered cloning because they found another Luis Castillo that they're going to be using in their rotation.
Luis Castillo.
F. Castillo. Is he any good? No. Or you can argue not nearly as good as the other Castillo, but the point is he does walk some guys. But when you've had 0 walks in 6 games this season and 0 walks in 17 of your last 19 games, and I can get your under half a walk at -115, I got to play it. I get Castillo might walk some guys, but like Lonte Wade's clearly not even looking to walk. He's clearly just swinging the bat freely. You don't accidentally walk into 0 walks in 17 of your last 19 games. So if he walks, it's a bit unfortunate.
He also gets lifted a lot. He also, he's a lefty. So like he gets
lifted if there's a lefty reliever coming in. But the point is, I understand that F. Castillo is not a guy that's that great. And I get that he did have some walk issues in the minors. But Lonte Wade never walks. So if you want to give me a guy that never walks at -115 to not walk again, when he has not once again done this all season long, I like the price at -115. So once again, a bit of a weird, obscure play. But sometimes those are the best. So I'll go with Lonte Wade Jr. under the half a walk here at -115.
He had a WRC plus of 119 last year. That's really
good. He was solid. But the point is he just never walks because
he's also a platoon guy, dude. He only played 117 games. He's a platoon.
So they'll lift him if they need to. But the point is that he's definitely I'll use the term free swinger. He's not really looking to walk. So
Porter's a free swinger.
He could be.
I've
never seen him swing a bat, but I believe him.
Porter's yelling at me in the comments. My comment to got me flustered like Bohm in October. Philly situational hitting is in October form, as you saw yesterday with the bases loaded against the Rockies.
Also, you're not going to get to Adam by talking about Bohm because we've disliked Bohm for years. I'm not even a Phillies fan, but I'm not a big Bohm guy.
Bohm is a Detroit Tiger. He doesn't even know it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, there's my rumor. Can't argue that. I love Porter. All right. Okay. So so repeat. What are your 3 plays that you have that you're giving out, and then we'll dive into the third thing. Do we want to give I'd love to give a bonus play for everybody right now.
I mean, nobody's going to turn down extra plays, but
you guys
want to
ask you. Play? Yeah,
you want to do the recap of the 3 plays before the best?
Yeah. Recap your 3.
Okay, fine. So we'll recap the 3. Then we'll take a break. Then we'll do the best bet.
It's not really a break. It's like a Catholic break. It's fine.
Oh, I got to do like a minute read, so it's fine.
Okay. That's fine.
Either way, though, my 3 props are going to be on Jake Irvin. I'll go with the over 4.5 hits allowed at -120. Against the Diamondbacks, give me Imanaga under 4.5 strikeouts at +110 against the Padres, and give me Lamonte Wade Jr. under half a walk at -115 as they take on the Mariners. And what are your 3 plays again?
Justin Verlander, who Porter has said it looks older than me. Under 17.5 outs. Walker Buehler under 15.5 outs. Max Meyer over 4.5 Ks.
Cool. And once again, we're going to do our favorite out of those in a second with the best bet, and we'll do the underdog entry. Before that, though, remember once again that we are brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Speaking of which, because they allow you to play basically any sport with their own pick'em. You win with 100 times your money. You can mix and match. You can use the MLB. If you want to copy some of the plays that we use, or if you want to use the entry at the end, you can do that too. But you can also use NHL, college basketball, NBA, tennis, esports if you want to, golf. You can really do anything if you want to. Either way, though, a reminder, sign up with the promo code MLB SGPN to claim special and first-time deposit offer up to 1K in bonus cash and fantasy promo code MLB SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is the home for AI picks and props. They're also live for Major League Baseball now. And a reminder, they helped us cash the underdog entry for the last episode with Blake Snell under on his Ks. They also have models for NBA and golf. Picks are so good that it feels like cheating. And a reminder, you can build your model. It's simple and easy to do. But I do want to ask you, Adams, I know last time during this read, we did read off a play that we did like from Rhythm. What do the robots like today?
So the robots, the quants, these guys, look, MIT has taken over MLB. You got the bats, you got Rhythm, you got all sorts of stuff. So
he's my quant. My what? My quantitative. My math
quantitatives. All right, let me look. I'm booting it up right now. But I think Rhythm Rhythm really likes the Max Meyer over 4.5 Ks.
Sure. We'll roll that back.
What's that?
We can roll it back. It's fine.
I think it's great. I mean, if Rhythm likes it, I like it. Let's do that. Let's do that as one of the things to do. I mean, I think it's a great spot. So Max Meyer, let's see speaking of, so we have, what if the 2 Luis Castillos fight against the 2 Max Muncies?
That's a good one. I'll take the Muncies.
All right.
I feel like the Dodgers Max Muncy could probably do well in a fight.
Oh yeah, dude, he's a big dude.
So I'm saying I'll go with the Max Muncies on that one.
Let me just see. Does Underdog have the higher lower on this? I don't know if I'm not seeing that. Oh no.
Well, even if you don't, the point is that we're still doing this for the ad read, so you can just give it out at 4.5.
I mean, I gave it out at 4.5. I just wanted to use it as part of the play for our underdog read thing.
Yeah.
So
either way, you're doing it for the Rhythm read. So
they didn't do it either. Well, so then instead, I'm gonna go with Rhythm. Rhythm likes Spencer Schwalbeck under Ks. I could do that. I could get into that. Oh, actually, likes Verlander under outs, which we also liked. So there you go.
That's fine. Do you think Schwellenbach has the best ginger ale name in the entire league?
Who does?
Schwellenbach.
Oh yeah.
Is that a ginger ale name, or is that more of like a European beer name?
His tummy constantly hurts. Okay, cool. Yeah. Oh, we're getting a really good number on it. 1.25 multiplier on Verlander under 17.5 outs, and Rhythm likes it. So that's a smash underdog play for me.
Sure. So once again, if you don't have underdog, it's fine. You can still do the under on the Verlander outs if you do
lower, dude. Lower.
No, I just said it's not the underdog read. I can say whatever I want now.
Oh yeah. Okay. Good.
Fine. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. A point is though, if you can take the Verlander under on his outs, if you want to do that instead. Anyway, reminder though, sign up for a free week trial if you want to give it a shot. You could use the link sportsgamblingpodcast.com with them. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com, RITHMM. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finish breaking down our favorite 6 props on the card. Time for the best bet segment, though. Out of all the 3 props that you gave out, what is your favorite, and why?
Meyer over 4.5 Ks. Okay. So it's so good. Underdog's afraid to put it up.
Yes, definitely true. So you're gonna go with Meyer on the strikeouts.
Yeah,
I'll go with the Irvin hits actually at 4.5 -120. I just feel like he pitches to too much contact. Even when he goes distance, he's not really a big strikeout pitcher. He's given up 5+ hits in 12 of the last 16. gave up 7 hits in his first start. Arizona's dominated him in the past, 8 hits in 5 innings last year against him. I just think that it's a bad matchup. Arizona, I know they did lose the game to the Yankees yesterday, hit the ball well. They scored 7 runs, so I do like how the offense is performing. And I do think that, once again, Irvin could be in line to give up some contact and some base runners in this game. So I'll go with Jake Irvin over the 4.5 hits allowed at -120 as my best bet. Moving on to the underdog entry that we have for the show.
Well,
I know that
when do I do the bonus? Want me to do the bonus?
Well, I was going to say, we might have to use the bonus for this one, too, because we have to pull Meyer. So we got to find some new ones to go with.
Oh, okay. Well, we're definitely starting. I mean, we're gonna do Verlander.
Verlander's going to be in there for the lower 17.5 outs.
Yes. Okay. But did you have one of yours that you liked that you wanted to do in here? So I don't think underdog has it, but I really like Gausman to get the win.
Okay. I mean, if they don't have that, we could probably do the outs.
Let's see. I don't think they have that. No, because I don't. It's different. I don't want to use an underdog entry on that part. They don't have it. There's other stuff that I would like. I would probably do.
Oh, I see. Porter asking for hitter options. So you want to go Nootbaar in there?
Or Goldie.
Okay, we can do either one.
Yeah, let me look. So Porter, the hitters that I really like today are I like Nootbaar and I like Goldie today.
I guess the one question I have though for underdog is that I know you said Nootbaar now is -140. So actually I'm wondering if underdog will give you a better deal.
I would do Goldie 8 over 1.5 HRR at minus this on underdog if it's on underdog. Yeah, it's a better price on underdog. You're getting better value.
That's why I always like the line shop. So.
Yeah, it's he's got 32 at bats against Keller.
Well, they've been in the same division for a long time.
They've been in the same division forever. So I would do that. This is gonna be a thick one.
So right now we have 2. We have Verlander and
higher, Paul Goldschmidt higher 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs,
and then we needed one more.
And his home run is EV on underdog.
Yeah, okay, that's fun.
That's fun. Do we want to go for glory?
Probably not. I think we win a couple more before we start heat checking.
Okay, cool.
But I like where your head's at, though. I mean, you gave out Goldie earlier this year.
Right now we're at 3.75, so we need one more play.
I was going to say you gave a Goldie home run earlier this year, and he homered on the first pitch. So
he did. So
we'll see. But is there anything else you liked?
I mean, we're sharing. So
no. But I'm saying, like, is there anything else? I mean, you have Rhythm on you, so that's why I'm wondering if you wanted to go for another.
Oh, that Rhythm had. Rhythm likes Vasquez strikeouts.
You want to go for it?
Do you want to do it and give Rhythm 2 plays?
Sure. Okay. I mean, they got the Snell thing right with strikeouts. Maybe we're on to something.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. So once again, while you pull up the price there, we're gonna go.
Yeah, we got a great price. We have 2 plays in here that Rhythm likes. Yep. Rhythm. Okay. So we used Rhythm to find 2 prop plays of our 3-leg. Jack Flaherty lower 17.5 outs, which Rhythm liked. Randy Vasquez over 3.5 strikeouts, which Rhythm liked, and Paul Goldschmidt higher 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs.
Okay, so now I'm confused. Did you mean Flaherty or Verlander?
Oh, that's right. My bad. Let me see that.
You said Flaherty, and I'm like, I don't remember that being in conversation.
Yeah. Hold on, my bad. No, it's Verlander. Good call. Thank you. They look the same if you actually think about it.
I mean, there's an age difference there, but yes.
Okay, yeah, my bad.
So once again, while you pull up the price, it's going to be Verlander on
it's way lower. I was wondering why this was like that, but yeah,
it's going to be Verlander lower 17.5 outs. We're going to go with Goldschmidt on the higher his once again 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, and we'll go with Vasquez. We'll go with his higher 3.5 strikeouts against the Cubs. And what's the payout on that?
5.34, which
That's
means.
Fun.
Which is the equivalent to like 4.
It's fine. Yeah, whatever.
It's fine.
Either way, though, a point is that's going to be your entry. We already gave out the props, so if you do want to check out the MLB show, there'll be another one later on today that I will be on later with Lonte. Of course, we're back for the prop show on Monday, as we do Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But Adam, anything else you want to add before we wrap the show?
No, we got a lot of day games. But my other ad that I'm going to definitely bet is this Kevin Gausman to get a win.
All right. So keep that in mind. That's a bonus play there. I'm sure he'll tweet stuff out from the Babies account. Till next time, though, good luck to all of you and all of your bets. Bye, everyone.